All right, today we're jumping into a book that is, and I'm not exaggerating, one of the best-selling books in modern history. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life, and it sold millions and millions of copies because it promised to answer one of the most profound questions we can ask. And that question is this: what on earth am I here for? I mean, we've all been there, right? Staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering, what's the point? What is my purpose? It's this deep human need for meaning that drives so much of what we do. So back in 2002, this book just exploded onto the scene. It offered people a 40-day spiritual journey to figure out the answer to that exact question. And its impact was, well, it was massive. It wasn't just a book. It became a global conversation.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, because the answer the book gives isn't something you typically find in the self-help aisle. It actually demands a complete 180-degree pivot from how most of us are taught to think about purpose.
Yeah, the entire foundation of this book is built on an idea that honestly feels totally counterintuitive in our modern world. It basically says that if you're looking for meaning, you've been starting in the completely wrong place. And here it is, the very first sentence of the book. 3 simple words. It's not about you. I mean, what a way to start, right? The core idea here is that your life's purpose is something much, much bigger than just your own personal fulfillment or your happiness. And this slide just lays out that contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got this standard playbook, right? Look inward. It's all about your dreams, your goals, your talents. But then look at the right. The book's premise is the total opposite. It says you have to begin with God, that your purpose was decided before you even existed, and the only way to find it is to look outward, to the one who created you. So, here's the bottom line. If you try to invent your own purpose from scratch, you're going to miss the very reason you were made. The book uses this analogy. It's like asking an invention to explain its own purpose. It can't. You have to ask the inventor. That's the starting point here. So once you make that huge mental shift that it's not about you, the book then gives you a totally new lens to see your entire life through. It reframes pretty much everything using a few key metaphors. So forget seeing life as, a career ladder or a party. The book proposes these 3 powerful ideas instead. It says you should see your time on Earth as a test, a trust, and a temporary assignment. So let's break that down real quick. Life is a test. That means every single challenge you face is actually a test of your character. Life is a trust. That means your talents, your money, your time, none of it is really yours. You're just managing it for God. And life is a temporary assignment. That's the idea that this world isn't the final destination. We're just passing through, which, kind of changes your priorities. And this quote just captures that idea so well. The book basically presents a choice. You can have a life that's focused on things, which it calls a dead stump, or you can have a God-shaped life, which is like a flourishing, vibrant tree. It's a pretty powerful image. Okay, so if it's not about us, and life is a test, a trust and this temporary thing, what is it about then? What are we supposed to do? Well, the core of the book lays out 5 very specific purposes. And here they are. This is really the heart of the book. The 40 chapters are all built around these 5 ideas. Number 1, worship, simply to bring pleasure to God. 2 is fellowship, being part of God's family and loving other believers. 3, discipleship, growing to be more like Christ. 4 is ministry, serving God using your unique gifts. And finally, number 5, mission, sharing that message with other people. Now, these 5 purposes aren't just some random to-do list. According to the book, they all point to one single overarching goal. They're all leading to the ultimate reason behind, well, everything. So what is it? According to the book, there is one final, all-encompassing answer that ties all of this together, from the biggest cosmic events down to the tiniest details of your life. And that's it, right there. The book's final answer is that everything, and it means everything, exists for God's glory. So your personal purpose only makes sense when it lines up with that much bigger, cosmic purpose. It answers that question, what on earth am I here for, by saying it all starts and it all ends with God. So that leaves us with this final thought. Let's just set aside the theology for a second and just focus on those 3 metaphors, seeing life as a test, a trust, and a temporary assignment. How would really believing that actually change your priorities tomorrow? How would it change the way you spend your time, your money, your energy? It's a pretty powerful thing to think about.